love the Ravens as much as we do, then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The buzz taking over the league right now is absolutely wild, almost unbelievable. The kind of rumor that makes everyone double-check the screen, just to confirm they actually read it right, the whispers echoing through locker rooms, front offices, podcasts, and fan groups suggest that the Ravens have reportedly locked in a jaw-dropping deal with TYREEK Hill, instantly forming what many are calling the fastest defensive unit the NFL has ever seen. And this is not exaggeration, not hype born from emotional fans, not some random online fantasy. It is one of those rumors loaded with details, delivered with such confidence, that it feels like everyone inside the league already knew, except the public. And when you picture a mobile, explosive quarterback paired with a receiver who moves like a living rocket, imagination runs wild. The impact of this alleged move is shaking conversations everywhere, because it is not just about adding talent. It is about injecting a level of speed that forces every defensive coordinator in the league to rethink how they operate. It is like the franchise pressed a hidden turbo button and unleashed an entirely new offensive dimension. What makes everything even more insane is how quickly this rumor gained momentum, almost like it was pushed by one of TYREEK Hill's signature lightning strike sprints. A hint pops up here, a suggestive comment surfaces there, and suddenly respected analysts are addressing it openly. Players from other teams drop cryptic reactions, and fans fall into full-blown detective mode trying to decode whether this is real or just another off-season fever dream. But something about this rumor feels different. There is a strange thickness in the air, a sense that the story has teeth, that someone behind the scenes let a little too much slip. That alone creates a powerful narrative, an ever-growing suspense feeding itself in every corner of the football world. The excitement spreads, gaining speed, like a spark landing on dry grass. And when the rumor involves not just any star, but one of the most electrifying players of the modern era, the emotional explosion is immediate. It does not feel like just a roster move. It feels like a seismic shift. The technical possibilities behind this pairing are sending analysts into frenzy. Picture a defense trying to prepare for an offense, where everything happens at breakneck pace, where a single missed angle turns into a 50-yard heartbreak, where plays meant to go short suddenly stretch across the field in the blink of an eye. TYREEK Hill has a long history of turning simple concepts into cinematic highlights, and imagining him inside an offense built on movement, misdirection, and raw acceleration is almost unfair. Experts are already breaking down hypothetical schemes, fans are reimagining the whole identity of the team, and rivals are nervously calculating what matchups would even look like, even without confirmation. The rumor alone is powerful enough to force mental adjustments across the league. Planning sessions change, defensive strategies shift, personnel decisions start to feel outdated. That is the true sign that a rumor is not ordinary. It has the power to influence behavior even before it becomes reality. Another fascinating aspect is the growing question of how no one saw this coming. It feels like there were breadcrumbs scattered along the way, tiny clues hiding in plain sight. Vague comments in interviews, social media posts filled with subtle hints, old quotes resurfacing with a new tone. Suddenly everything that once felt random now clicks together like pieces of a puzzle. That only makes sense in hindsight, and that has led many to theorize that the negotiation, if it truly happened, must have been carried out with extreme caution, buried behind closed-door meetings and strategic silence. Football has produced surprising moves before, but this rumor carries a unique flavor of boldness, the kind that even the most skeptical observers cannot easily dismiss. And when surprise blends with possibility, the result is a rumor that takes on a life of its own. The emotional reaction from fans has only amplified the entire storyline. People are already crafting highlight edits, mock lineups, over-the-top reactions, and speculative breakdowns as if the move were officially confirmed. That shows the cultural weight TYREEK Hill carries. He is not simply fast, he is an icon of speed, a blueprint for the modern explosive offense. Pair that with a franchise known for reinventing its identity and you get the perfect storm of excitement. The rumor becomes more than a transaction. It turns into an idea of a future offense so eye-popping, so overwhelming, that it could redefine entertainment value in the league. And just that idea alone is fueling a hype wave unlike anything seen in a long time. And then there is the psychological effect this rumor casts across the league. The potential arrival of TYREEK Hill forces every defense to rethink everything. It resets priorities, it creates uncertainty, it triggers fear. Offenses rarely gain the kind of mystique that changes the psychological landscape before even stepping on the field. But this rumor does exactly that. It dominates debates, it inspires predictions, hot takes, memes, and arguments. Whether it becomes reality or not, the football world is already reacting as if something huge is on the horizon. The anticipation alone feels like a storm gathering strength. And even if this all remains in the realm of whispers, the commotion it has caused is monumental. The second wave of this rumor became even stronger as players began chiming in, with curious reactions, nothing direct, nothing blatantly confirming anything, but enough subtle emojis, vague quotes, and cleverly timed posts to send fans spiraling into speculation mode. It is fascinating how something as small as a single like or a cryptic comment can ignite the entire community. People start dissecting social media patterns, comparing old interactions, rewatching press conferences, anything to determine whether this shocking move has real substance behind it. And let's be honest, when players from across the league start engaging with a rumor, it rarely means nothing. Their silence can be ordinary, but their reactions are usually telling. The entire environment becomes electrified. Like everyone is waiting for a bombshell to drop, players know more than the public. And when they start tipping their hand, the rumor instantly gains a new layer of credibility. Speculation about how TYREEK Hill would fit into the Ravens' offense has turned into a giant creative lab for analysts and fans alike. Some believe he would revolutionize the system instantly, pushing the offense to unprecedented levels and turning every drive into a sprinting clinic. Others imagine a more gradual evolution, with chemistry building through practice and time, eventually forming an unstoppable combination. But nearly everyone agrees on one thing: his presence alone changes everything. A single defender shading to far outside, a safety panicking and dropping deep, a linebacker hesitating, those tiny adjustments open the floodgates for an offense already built on unpredictability. One player altering an entire defensive blueprint is rare, but it is exactly the kind of effect TYREEK Hill brings. That type of impact makes the rumor too big to ignore. Meanwhile, theories about the financial and contractual side have taken on a life of their own. Salary cap enthusiasts are mapping out hypothetical restructures, carefully crafted deals, and long-term planning that could have paved the way for a move of this magnitude. Some believe the franchise has been preparing silently for months, maybe even longer, aligning contracts, clearing space, making subtle adjustments that now look intentional. And if that is true, this rumor shifts from possible to highly plausible. Major signings almost never materialize out of thin air. They are built in layers, through calculated decisions and intentional vision. The idea that Baltimore has been crafting this opportunity for a while makes the entire rumor feel cinematic, almost like a plot twist finally revealed after a long setup. And the reactions from rival fan bases have become part of the show. You see panic disguised as sarcasm, frustration masked as jokes, denial hidden behind forced confidence. Deep down, everyone knows what an offensive upgrade of this magnitude would mean. It could tilt the competitive balance instantly. It could turn matchups into nightmares. It could spark a league-wide recalibration. That is why the rumor is driving people into emotional chaos. No one wants to see their team suddenly facing an offense fueled by unparalleled speed, but fear creates conversation, and conversation creates hype. It becomes a cycle of disbelief, worry, speculation, and fascination that keeps growing with every passing moment. Meanwhile, the media is feeding the flames with its own divide. Some insiders speak about the rumor almost as if it were already confirmed, confidently suggesting there is real substance behind the noise. Others urge caution, warning that everything could be nothing more than creative hearsay spiraling out of control. But this contrast is exactly what turns a rumor into a spectacle. Debates explode. Bold predictions are thrown into the air. Parallels to historic trades begin to surface. And suddenly the entire sports world is treating the rumor like a major storyline. The more it is analyzed, the more real it feels. It becomes the kind of narrative that snowballs until it is impossible to ignore. And as the dust continues to swirl, the undeniable feeling is that something big is brewing, whether it is this exact move or something connected to the same energy behind it. Rumors of this magnitude rarely materialize without some kernel of truth. Something is happening behind the curtains. Something is shifting. The league can sense it. Fans can feel it. Analysts can taste it. Maybe TYREEK Hill truly is on the verge of joining the Ravens. Or maybe the rumor is a shadow of a different major move, but what cannot be denied is the storm it has already created, shaking the football world and filling the air with the sense that the landscape is about to transform in a dramatic and unforgettable way. The third wave of this wild rumor has taken on a life so massive that it almost feels like the entire football universe is orbiting around this single possibility. The chatter is no longer just fans tossing ideas around or analysts cautiously examining what might be happening. Now front office insiders, retired players, film junkies, and even casual viewers are locked into the same conversation, all wondering if the Ravens truly pulled off a move bold enough to shake the foundations of the league. What is crazy is how this rumor refuses to fade. Most whispers die out quickly, dissolving as soon as someone debunks them, but this one keeps coming back, stronger each time. Like a wave that refuses to break, it builds suspense, tension, and excitement as if everyone can sense that something enormous is lurking beneath the surface. Whether fact or fiction, the rumor has become a force of its own, reshaping narratives and dominating discussions more powerfully than some official announcements. As the story evolves, new layers keep emerging, painting a deeper, more intriguing picture of what could be happening behind those locked office doors. Some insiders claim that certain moves from earlier in the offseason suddenly make sense when viewed under the lens of this rumor. Others argue that the chemistry between the quarterback and TYREEK Hill has been quietly developing for much longer than anyone realized, with private workouts, subtle networking, and shared relationships creating the perfect bridge for an eventual partnership. Fans are combing through old content, analyzing every moment they may have overlooked, searching for patterns or clues that could confirm their hopes. It becomes a treasure hunt disguised as football discourse, where every hint feels like gold. Even the skeptics admit that the puzzle pieces fit almost too perfectly, making it impossible to ignore the possibility that the rumor might be grounded in something real. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens, and hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Meanwhile, defensive coordinators around the league, whether joking or not, have started making comments about the nightmare scenario of facing an offense with that level of raw speed. Some laugh nervously, others deflect, a few speak in vague, diplomatic phrases that carry the unmistakable tone of concern because they know better than anyone how a single player with game-breaking quickness can rewrite the rules of engagement. And the thought of pairing that electricity with an offense already built around movement and unpredictability is enough to cause legitimate anxiety. It forces coaches to imagine altered game plans, deeper coverage shells, revamped pursuit angles, and even roster changes designed to compensate for the threat. The rumor is not merely entertainment at this point. It has become a hypothetical strategic crisis that defensive minds across the league are already wrestling with. That alone shows how powerful this speculation has become. The fan reaction continues to explode, reaching levels rarely seen even for blockbuster rumors. Entire channels are creating hour-long breakdowns. Comment sections are becoming battlegrounds of excitement and disbelief. Fans of the Ravens are cautiously optimistic, trying not to get carried away but failing miserably because the thought of pairing such explosive talent with an already dynamic system feels too good to resist. Rival fans are oscillating between panic and denial, while neutral fans simply want to see chaos and history unfold. And what is fascinating is how emotionally charged everything has become. The rumor has created joy, fear, hope, frustration, and adrenaline all at once. It is no longer just speculation. It feels like a cultural moment, something that transcends typical off-season chatter and enters the realm of legend. Rumors do not usually evolve like this, but this one has become a phenomenon. The media, sensing the wildfire, is now treating the story like a full-blown saga. Debates are more heated, predictions are bolder, comparisons to legendary duos and iconic offensive eras are tossed around with increasing confidence. Some commentators are already imagining how opposing defenses would need to reinvent themselves, while others debate whether this move could ignite a new arms race across the league. There is even talk about how this rumor alone has influenced other teams to accelerate their own plans, as if preparing for an offensive revolution that might arrive at any moment. The narrative has expanded far beyond TYREEK Hill and the Ravens. It has morphed into a broader conversation about the future of offensive football, about creativity, innovation, and the next chapter of the sport itself. regardless of the rumor's truth. Its impact has already rippled outward in tangible ways. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.